Hello again, folks. Welcome back to Max's Cards and Dice Dugout. This is episode 60. And tonight we have APBA Baseball on the table for a continuation of the 1994 Double Elimination Tournament. This is game number 4. It's the last game in the first round in the winner's bracket. And it has the Minnesota Twins hosting the Chicago Cubs. Before we get to the starting lineups, quick look at the brackets so far. As you can see, this is game 4. After this, we'll be moving down for 2 elimination games in the loser's bracket before returning to the winner's bracket for round 2. Okay, for the visiting Chicago Cubs, leading off at shortstop is Sean Dunston. Batting second in center field is Carl Rhodes. Batting third at second base, Ryne Sandberg. Batting fourth at first base, Mark Grace. Batting fifth in right field is Sammy Sosa. Batting sixth in left field is Derek May. Batting seventh, the DH, Glenn Allen Hill. Batting eighth, the catcher, Rick Wilkins. Batting ninth, third baseman, Steve Buechele. And pitching for the Chicago Cubs today is Steve Trashkel. He is a right-handed pitcher, grade B, with a Y modifier. Okay, for the home, Minnesota Twins leading off at second base, Chuck Knobloch. Batting second in center field, Alex Cole. Batting third in right field, Kirby Puckett. Batting fourth at first base, Kent Hrbek. Batting fifth, the DH, Dave Winfield. Batting sixth, Shane Mack. He is in left field. Batting seventh, Scott Lasis. He is the third baseman. Batting eighth is Matt Walbeck, the catcher. Batting ninth, Pat Mears, shortstop. And pitching for the Minnesota Twins today is Kevin Tapani, or Tapani. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Tapani, I believe. And he is a grade C Charlie pitcher with a Z modifier. Okay, totaling up the defense, Chicago's a 39. That makes them a fielding 2. Minnesota's a 40, which also makes them a fielding 2. As you can see, we're using DHs because we are in an American League park. All right, Tapani is ready. Sean Dunston's ready. Umpire says play ball, and we are underway. And that is a strike 1. So the count's 1-0. And that's driven into the right center field alley. It one hops the wall for a double. So leadoff double for Sean Dunston. So he's on second base with nobody out. And that brings up Alex Cole. Or excuse me, no. Carl Rhodes. Wrong team. All right. And that is topper to second. Only play is over to first. 4-3. That's Knobloch over to Hrbek. That's going to allow Dunston to move to third. And there's one away. All right, man on third with one out for Ryne Sandberg. He fields in. And it's 32. And runner's nailed in a rundown, batter to second. How does that happen? 26. Infield's in. Runner nailed in rundown, batter to second. So I'm going to say he reaches on a fielder's choice. Dunston's caught in a rundown for the second out. Sandberg reaches on a fielder's choice and advances to second during the rundown. So we have a runner on second with 2 outs for Mark Grace. And that's the top of the second. Top of the second, runner advances to third, but it's the third out, so it does not matter. And that's also Knobloch to Herbeck for out number 3. So the Cubs do threaten in the top of the first, but do not score. And after 1/2 inning, it's Cubs 0. Twins coming to bat. Trashko out on the mound. He'll face Knobloch, Cole, and Puckett to start things off here in the bottom of the first. And that's a drifting pop-up near the screen. Wilkins is under it, and he makes the catch. So Knobloch's retired on a foul out. 1 away. Here's Alex Cole. And that's a one-hopper to second baseman Ryan Sandberg. Tosses over to Mark Grace for out number 2. Two outs, nobody on for Kirby Puckett. And that's way outside ball 4, so Puckett draws the 2-out walk. So he's on first with 2 outs for Kent Herbeck. And that's a slow roller to third base, and the play is made. Nice play by Buechele over to Grace for the 3rd out. And the Twins are retired in the bottom of the first, and after 1 inning of play, we are scoreless. All right, Kevin Tepani's back out. He's going to face Sammy Sosa, Derek May, and Glenn Allen Hill here in the top of the second. And that's a hard hit ball right at Kent Herbeck. And he'll handle it himself. That's unassisted. There's 1 away here in the top of the second. Brings up Derek May. Cubby's left fielder. And that's fouled out of play for strike 1. And that's chopped to the pitcher. Tepani tosses over to Kent Herbeck for out number 2. 2 away. It's Tapani, isn't it? Yeah, it's Tapani, not Tepani. All right, 2 outs, nobody on for DH Glenn Allen Hill. That's a routine fly ball to center field. And Derek Cole's under that. He makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the second. After 1.5, we are scoreless. Trashole is out. He's going to face Winfield, the DH. Mack and Laces. And that's a 53. That's a lazy pop to shallow right field. Sammy Sosa's under that, makes the catch, and there is 1 away. Here's Shane Mack. Twins left fielder. That's a mile-high pop-up to the left side. And Buechele makes the call and the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, nobody on for Scott Laces. Excuse me. 35. And that's strike 1. Counts 0-1. That's a mile high pop up to the left side also. And Bouchel's under that one, just like the last one, and that's out number 3. So after 2 innings of play, we are scoreless. Tapani's back out. He's got Rick Wilkins, Steve Bouchel, and then back to the top of the order with Sean and Dunston. And that's popped near the mound. Second baseman Chuck Knobloch makes the call and the catch for out number 1. Here's Steve Bouchel, Cubbies third baseman. And that's a strikeout. It's the first strikeout for Tapani and the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order and Sean and Dunston. Dunston doubled his first time up, but was caught in a rundown trying to score in the top of the first. This time he hits a fly to deep center field. And Derek Cole's under that. On the track, makes the catch for out number 3. And after 2.5 innings of play, we are still scoreless. Trashel is back out. He's going to face Waldbeck, Mears, and Knobloch at the top of the order. And that is a 44. That's an 8. Trashel is a B. It's well hit, but it's right at the center fielder for out number 1. So Tuffy Rhodes makes the catch, and there's 1 away. It's Pat Mears. Base is empty, 1 out. 21. And that's a strikeout. First strikeout for Trashel. And the second out of the inning. So back to the top of the order. And Chuck Knobloch. Well, that's a hard hit ball right at first baseman Mark Grace. And he'll take that unassisted. So 3 up and 3 down for the Twins in the third. And after 3 innings of play, we are still scoreless. Tapani back out. He's got Carl Rhodes, Ryan Sandberg, and Mark Grace here in the top of the 4th. And that's a mile-high pop-up to the left side. Scott Leas is under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Here's Ryan Sandberg. And that's chopped back to the pitcher. Tapani tosses over to Herbeck for out number 2. Nice defensive play all around. And there's 2 away. Nobody on for Mark Grace. Grace grounded out his first time up. Back in the top of the first. This time he hits a fly deep to center field, where Derek Cole is under it, makes the catch. And the Cubs go 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. And after 3.5 innings of play, after 3.5 innings of play, we are still scoreless. All right. Trashel's going to face Cole, Puckett, and Herbeck here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's a single. Leadoff single for Alex Cole here in the top of the fourth. So Cole's on first with nobody out for Kirby Puckett. And the first pitch for Puck, it is a ball one, and Cole takes off, and he is safe at second with a stolen base. All right. A runner on second for Puckett. That's a high fly to deep left field. It's caught with ease by Derek May, and Cole is forced to hold at second. There's one away. Here's Kent Herbeck. Cole on second with one out. Herbeck grounded out his first time up. This time he hits a lazy pop near the foul line. And Sean Dunston is under that and makes the play for out number 2. Dave Winfield. Runner on second, 2 outs. And it's skied near the stands. Third baseman Bouchel is over there near the crowd, makes the catch for out number 3. Twins do threaten, but leave Derek Cole stranded at second base. And after 4 innings of play, it's we are scoreless. Somehow I left a few cards behind. And I'll have to figure that out. You've got to give me a second here. Let's go back. Mirrors. And back to Knobloch. Cole, Cole, Puckett, Herbeck, Winfield, and Mack, who will lead off the inning. Okay. Sorry about that. Somehow I left a few cards behind. All right. Tappane's back out here for the top of the 5th. He's going to face Sosa, May, and Glenn Allen Hill. We are scoreless. And here we go. It's a 16. And it's a high hopper. Fielded by Mears. Tosses over to Herbeck for out number 1. And there's one away in the top of the 5th. Here's Derek May. And that's chopped to Tappany. He tosses over to Herbeck for out number 2. Tapany's been showing, or Tappany, excuse me, has been showing some good defensive skills in this game. So there's 2 outs, nobody on for Glenn Allen Hill. And that's a chopper past Tappany. And it's through for a base hit. So we got a 2-out single from Glenn Allen. And he's on first with 2 away. And that's going to bring up Rick Wilkins, the Cubs catcher. Wilkins fouled out his first time up. And this time he draws the walk. It's going to move Glenn Allen Hill up to second base. And there's runners on first and second for Steve Bouchel. And he strikes out. That is the second strikeout for Tapani, and the third out of the inning, and the Twins get out of the jam. Cubs threaten, do not score, and after 4.5, we are still scoreless. Trashel is going to face Mack, Leas, and Walbeck here in the bottom of the 5th. And that's way outside for ball 4. So leadoff walk for Mack. He's on first with no one out. It's Scott Leas. And it's skied to left field. No problem for Derek May. He makes the catch for the first out, and Mack holds it first. There's a man on first with one away for Matt Walbeck, Twins catcher. And he skies it also to left field. Derek May's busy this inning, makes the catch for the second out, and Mack holds it first. Here's Pat Mears. Mears struck out his first time up. That's an easy grounder to shortstop Shannon Dunston, and he muffs it. So Mears reaches on an E6. And that allows Mack to move to third base. So we got runners on the corners with 2 outs. We're back to the top of the order. And Chuck Knobloch. That's the first error of the game. The Cubbies commit it. All right, first and third, 2 outs, and Chuck Knobloch. And we are going to his second column. And it's a deep to left. One run scores. Wilkins comes around. He's going to score. Or excuse me, Mears comes around. He's going to score. And it's a 2-out, 2-run double for Chuck Knobloch. So Knobloch's on second with 2 outs. And Alex Cole. Twins lead 2-0. And that's a single to left field. Knobloch is a fast runner, so he's going to score on that. And it's 3-0. Gets an RBI. Knobloch gets 2. So the Twins lead 3-0. They've done all this with 2 outs. And Cole's on first base for Kirby Puckett. Puckett walked and flew out to left field. But this time he is hit by the pitch. Trashel's having problems here in the bottom of the 5th. And now we got runners on first and second. 2 outs and Kent Herbeck. Let's see here. Cubs are going to get a little action going. It's going to be Jim Bullinger warming up for the Cubs. He's a grade B pitcher as a reliever. All right, so it's first and second with 2 outs. Kent Herbeck, Twins lead 3-0. And Herbeck lifts it to shallow right field, where Sammy Sosa makes the catch for out number 3. But the Twins do score 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and after 5 innings of play, it's the Twins 3 and the Cubs nothing. Tapani's back out. Are at the top of the order for the Cubs. So Sean and Dunston, Tuffy Rhodes, and Ryan Sandberg. And that is laced to the gap, but it is caught by Kirby Puckett. Great defensive play, and there's one away here in the top of the 6th. Tuffy Rhodes. Rhodes has, he's 0 for 2. 35. And that one's fouled out of play, so the count is 0-1. And we are going to Rhodes' second column for this. And that's driven into the right center field alley, and one hops the wall for a double. So a 1-out double for Carl Rhodes. And the Cubs are in business here in the top of the 6th. Man on second with 1 out. Ryan Sandberg coming to the plate. And it just missed for ball 4. So we got runners on first and second. Chance for the Cubs to get on the board. Mark Grace coming up. First and second, 1 out. And it's skied to the infield. It's an infield fly rule that is caught by Chuck Knobloch, and there are 2 away. So 2 outs, runners on first and second. Sammy Sosa. And that's a slow roller. That third baseman lays bare hands and gets Sosa at first base, tossing it over to Kent Herbeck. Great play for the 3rd out. And Tapani gets some help from some great defense this inning and keeps the Cubs off the board. And after 5.5, it's the Twins 3 and the Cubs nothing. Trashell's coming back out. And he's going to face Dave Winfield, Shane Mack, and Scott Leyes here in the bottom of the 6th. And that's a bounding ball to second base. Ryan Sandberg has it, tosses over to Mark Grace, and they get Winfield by a step. And there's 1 away. So there's 1 out for Shane Mack. Mack is 0 for 1. He reached on a walk and did score one of the Twins' 3 runs last inning. And now he's up with 1 out and the base is empty. And this time he hits a drifting pop-up near the screen. Wilkins is under that, makes the catch for out number 2. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Scott Leyes. He is 0 for 2. We are going to see this ball. It's well hit deep to left field. Derek May is back, watches it go over his head. It's way up, out of here, and gone. A 2-out solo shot by Scott Leyes, and it is now 4-0. And Bollinger's warming up again in the Cubs bullpen. There's two. Once again, the Twins score runs with 2 outs. And here's Matt Wahlbeck. Wahlbeck's 0 for 2. And that's high. Ball 1. Count 1-0. We'll do it again. And this time it's popped up near the mound. Second baseman Ryan Sandberg makes the call and the catch for out number 3. But Scott Leyes' solo shot adds another run for the Twins, and after 6 innings of play, it's the Twins 4 and the Cubs nothing. All right, top of the 7th is going to be Derek May, Glenn Allen Hill, and Wilkins, the catcher. Tappane's still out there. And it's ripped to third base, but a great play by Leyes. Gets May 5-3. And there's 1 away. Some great defense from the Twins in this game. All right, here's Glenn Allen Hill. Hill is 1 for 2. He did single his last time up, but he was left stranded on second base. And this time he strikes out. Third strikeout for Tapani, and a second out here in the top of the 7th. So there's 2 outs and nobody on for Rick Wilkins. Wilkins is 0 for 2 with a walk. And he draws another walk. So Wilkins is on base with 2 outs. And Steve Buechele, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And this time he skies it to left field. Shane Mack's under that, makes the catch for the 3rd out. And after 6.5 innings of play, it's the Twins 4 and the Cubs nothing. Trashel's still coming back out. Let's see, he's at 1, 2, 3, 4 runs. I guess if he gives up another run this inning, he'll have a grade reduction if I'm understanding the rules correctly. But Bollinger's ready to go. All right, so we got Mears, and then back to the top of the order, Knobloch and Cole here in the bottom of the 7th. And that is deep fly to center field. Tuffy Rhodes is under that and makes the catch for out number 1. There's 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Back to the top of the order for the Twins and Chuck Knobloch. And Knobloch, it's a sharp grounder off the shortstop's glove into left field. Tough play for Dunston. And the scorer says it's a base hit. So Knobloch's on first with 1 out. And Alex Cole comes to the plate. And that's a pop out to shortstop Sean Dunston. He's under that. Makes the call and the catch for out number 2. And Knobloch holds at first. So there's a man on first with 2 outs for Kirby Puckett. Puckett is 0 for 1 with a walk and a hit by pitch. But this time it's top to the mound, only 1 play. Nice play by Trashel, and he gets the third out. He gets Puckett at first base, tossing over to Mark Grace for out number 3. So the Twins do not score in the bottom of the 7th. And after 7 innings of play, it's the Twins 4 and the Cubs nothing. Go to the top of the 8th. And the top of the 8th for the Cubs. We're back to the top of the order, and Sean and Dunston. All right. Tapani's cruising so far. Hopefully I didn't jinx him. And this one is a deep fly to center field. Derek Cole's under that. Makes the catch for out number 1. There's one away here in the top of the 8th. And Carl Rhodes. Rhodes is 1 for 3 with a double. And that double was last time up. But this one is driven to the gap, and a great play by Shane Mack robs Rhodes of a single. Some great defense from the Twins in this game. There's 2 outs and nobody on for Ryan Sandberg. Sandberg is 0 for 2 with a walk. And this time he draws another walk. So 2-out walk for Sandberg. Puts him on first for Mark Grace. Cubs would like to cut into this lead at least a little bit here. And that's a 31. And that's a slow roller to the third baseman, Leas, and they get Grace by a step. He tosses over to Herdbeck. Once again, another great defensive play for the Twins. And that's it for the Cubs in the top of the 8th. And after 7.5, it's the Twins 4 and the Cubs nothing. All right. Trashel's going to face Herdbeck, Winfield, and Shane Mack here in the bottom of the 8th. All right, here's Herdbeck. And it's just missed inside ball 4. So Herdbeck's on first with the leadoff walk. So man on first base with nobody out for Dave Winfield. Winfield's 0 for 3. But it's top to the mound and only one play. Nice play by Trashel. He tosses over to Mark Grace, and they get Winfield for the first out, but that allows Herdbeck to move up to second. So there's a man on second with 1 out, and Shane Mack coming up. And that's grounded to short. Herdbeck's held up there by Dunston. Dunston tosses over to Grace for out number 2. So now there's 2 outs and a man on second. Scott Leas, who hit a solo home run his last time up. But this time he strikes out, and that is the second strikeout for Trashel. Gets out of the jam. And after 8 innings of play, it's the Twins 4. Cubs nothing. Tapani's coming back out, but let's see. Rich Aguilera is going to start warming up for the Twins, just in case. But it's kind of hard to take Trashel out, or excuse me, Tapani out, with the way he's been pitching so far this game. Although he has been getting some help from his defense. That's how it goes sometimes. All right, so leading off for the Cubs here in the top of the ninth, it's going to be Sammy Sosa, and he'll be followed by Derek May and Glenn Allen Hill. And Sosa hits a high hopper. It's fielded by Mears. Tosses over to Herbeck for out number 1. There's one away. 1 out, nobody on. Derek May. May is 0 for 3. And this time May hits a high hopper, also fielded by the shortstop. Mears tosses over to Herbeck in a repeat, and out number 2. So the last chance for the Cubs to keep this game alive and going is Glenn Allen Hill. And Hill is 1 for 3 in this game. Happy's going for the complete game shutout. And Hill hits a bounding ball to second base. Knobloch fires over to Herbeck, and they get him by a step for the 3rd out. And that's going to end the game here. The great pitching performance and great fielding by the Twins. The Twins win this one 4-0 and will advance in the winner's bracket to the 2nd round. The Cubs will move down to the loser's bracket and will face the A's in game number 6. Twins will face the Pirates in game 8 in the winner's bracket. Okay, let's see if we can get you some totals. Cubs, no runs on 3 hits. 3 hits shutout for Tapani, and they committed 1 error. The Twins had 4 runs on Twins only had 4 hits, and they committed no errors. So it was kind of a pitcher's duel, other than the 5th inning where the wheels fell off with 2 outs for Trashel. So there you have it. Game number 4 of the 1994 Double Elimination Tournament is in the books, with the Minnesota Twins defeating the Chicago Cubs 4-0. And the Twins move on in the winner's bracket. The Cubs drop down to the loser's bracket. If you hung out with me tonight, I'd like to thank you for doing so. And I'll be back again in the near future when I have the opportunity with another video. And until then, take care.